Malcolm X, a man forged in the fires of struggle and transformation. He would rise to become one of the most electrifying voices of resistance, challenging America to confront its deepest injustices.
It'll be liberty or it'll be death.
On his 100th birthday, we reflect on his legacy and his words.
And bring about the freedom of these people by any means necessary.
Born Malcolm Little, he grew up amid hardship. His father, a Baptist preacher and civil rights activist, was killed by a streetcar, though evidence suggests his death may not have been accidental. His mother, also a committed activist, was institutionalized when Malcolm was only 13 years old, leaving him and his siblings in foster care.
From the time he was about 6 years old on, he reared himself. He was in foster homes and boys' homes until he was about 15.
As a teenager, Malcolm moved to Boston, working various jobs and turned to petty crime. He was ultimately arrested and convicted of larceny. While in prison, Malcolm underwent a profound transformation. Seeking self-education, Malcolm devoured books on Black history, philosophy, and religion. He studied the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, who led a religious organization called the Nation of Islam. It preached Black self-reliance and empowerment. Given his exposure to racial violence and injustice, Malcolm embraced this movement, adopting a more militant stance against racism. As was common practice in the Nation of Islam, he chose a new name, Malcolm X, symbolizing a rejection of the name imposed on his African ancestors by their enslavers. Upon his release, he quickly rose through the ranks, eventually serving as chief minister of the Nation of Islam's Temple No. 7 in Harlem.
I have more respect for a man who lets me know where he stands, even if he's wrong, than the one who comes up like an angel and is nothing but a devil.
Throughout his years as a minister and organizer, he used tape recorders to document, review, and refine his speeches, reflecting his deep commitment to the art of public speaking. This one was used to record his weekly lectures and sermons at Temple No. 7. It now resides at the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture, a testament to the power of his words.
You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy.
An insatiable reader who tirelessly perfected his public speaking, Malcolm X could engage any crowd.
It's time out for you and me to stop running away from the wolf right into the arms of the fox, looking for some kind of help. That's a drag.
Seamlessly moving from wry humor to potent criticism, he approached every speech with the intensity of a debater. No matter the opposition, he spoke his truth without compromise.
It's the white man who is stopping integration. I'm not the one who keeps Negroes from integrating white schools, and so don't put the burden of proof on me.
He championed Black nationalism, urging Black Americans to build their own communities, economies, and political power, independent from white-controlled institutions. His critiques of the federal government, legalized segregation, police brutality, and poverty resonated with Black Americans, frustrated with persistent racial inequality.
And bring about the freedom of these people by any means necessary.
This rallying cry,
that's our motto,
by any means necessary, symbolized a readiness to fight injustice, no matter what. To his supporters, he was a beacon of strength. To his critics, an extremist. His calls for armed self-defense and rejection of the political establishment set him apart from other civil rights leaders, like Martin Luther King Jr., who promoted nonviolent resistance.
No matter what kind of attack, be it verbal or otherwise, he's supposed to take it. But if he stands up and in any way tries to defend himself, then he's an extremist.
In 1964, Malcolm X delivered his famous "the ballot or the bullet" speech, arguing that if Black Americans were met with violence in seeking their full rights, including the right to vote, the community should exercise their right to bear arms in their own defense.
This is why I say it's the ballot or the bullet. It's liberty or it's death. It's freedom for everybody or freedom for nobody.
After breaking with the Nation of Islam, Malcolm X made pilgrimage to Mecca and traveled to several newly independent African countries. He took on a new name to express his spiritual evolution. These experiences deepened his conviction to internationalize the struggle and to see civil rights as a broader human rights issue. Upon returning to America, he shifted toward a more global vision of Black liberation.
Our problem is not an American problem, it's a human problem. It's not a Negro problem, it's a problem of humanity. It's not a problem of civil rights, but a problem of human rights.
On February 21st, 1965,
In New York,
Malcolm X was assassinated.
Brother Malcolm X fell before the bullets of assassins.
While 3 men were originally convicted of his murder, 2 were exonerated in 2021. Many questions remain about who was ultimately responsible.
Those who directed the murder of our courageous brother demonstrated their crazy belief that the ideas he fought for can be killed. They are wrong, because the voice of Malcolm X was the voice of our humanity. The words he spoke can never be silenced.
Just like the debates Malcolm X sparked in his lifetime, the 100th anniversary of his birth marks an opportunity to continue debating, discussing, and reflecting on his life, and of course, his words. Be sure to check out more Smithsonian stories on another episode of National Treasure.